This video couldn't happen without those you supporting me on Patreon, including the big patrons of this month, the Nerd Therapist and Xavius. Hello, Pokemon Masters, Birdkeeper Toby here, and let's do another Sword and Shield video. The Galar region, the region that I live in, that I am excited to explore. Over the last few weeks, we've heard a lot of opinions and a lot of thoughts about what this map is all about, what the region really represents, all the UK locations. Now, I live in the UK, but that by no means makes me any kind of expert. I just live here. I do recognize a lot of the locations, and there are some big things that you've probably heard that I want to kind of either dispel or talk about my thoughts about in regards to the layout of this region. For example, the Galar region is not just the UK upside down. Let me elaborate. Also, don't forget, if you enjoy this video, then of course, just have a good day and keep on enjoying more of my videos. I'm glad you're enjoying them. YouTube calls to action. I don't really get... It's weird because I know you're supposed to do it, but also I feel like you know how YouTube works, and if you want to leave a like, you'll leave a like. That's not the point. So I don't do them very often. Maybe I'm just not very good at my job. Anyway, thank you very much, and I hope you keep on enjoying. Let me see, as a resident of the Galar region, if I can maybe shine some light on this. So, this map, first of all, is it the UK upside down? Yes and no. First of all, if we're seeing this as the UK upside down, we really shouldn't, because there's clearly no landmass here that represents Wales, that represents Northern Ireland, and honestly, that represents the state of Scotland. This is an England region. Now hold up, I've seen all the Scottish memes, probably have to censor like all of those, but yes, there is absolutely Scottish, Welsh, Northern Ireland influence, but in terms of the physical landmass, it is England upside down, and you can sort of see that by the placement of the River Thames running through the London location, and the London location is up the top. However, just because the London location is up the top of the region, and London is in the south of England, does not mean that everything below it is what would usually be north of London in the real world. They're all jumbled up, and some of the locations are seem to be mix-mashed or consolidated regions. London, first of all, in the real world, is nowhere near the southmost point of England. There are plenty of things south of it, including Plymouth, including Stonehenge, including the Chalk Man, which we're also going to have to censor, who is in Dorset. All of these things are in the real world and seem to have some kind of in Pokemon reference. I'm not sure if it is Plymouth for the lighthouse, but all of these things are also on the Pokemon map. I think the way that people, and I've gone into further detail over on Commonwealth Realms channel, or I will be, it depends on when this video comes out. I'll leave a link below whenever that's out. I think the way a lot of people see it is that they see the starter, the trainer, the female trainer, has kind of Scottish influence about her. They see that London is at the top, and they go, oh, so Scotland's the bottom. And yes, look, we have the Lake District, and then we have like Manchester. Although, again, is this Manchester? I actually think it's a consolidation of a whole bunch of towns in the what's called the industrial belt. I think it's lots of things being mix-mashed together. But it does definitely lose it after that, because then you've got like your Stonehenge, you've got the Chalkman Hill thing. Then London is way up the top, but then there's other towns that I recognize. So it's not just the towns are all back to front. The towns are jumbled up, London happens to be at the top, and it's not Scotland down the bottom, it's just going to be a southern English town, or a generic English village. And the fact of the matter is that the female trainer happens to have some Scottish influence to her. I'm sure we'll see a lot of Scottish, Welsh, and Northern Irish influence across the entire region, in the Pokemon, in the designs, in some of the legendaries, and including some of the locations. So, I hope that's cleared it up. Landmass, England upside down, influence of all areas of the UK, towns jumbled up in order. That makes sense, and that is the only thing that makes sense. Number two, thing I want to address quickly, when this first came out, I had a couple people tweeting me being like, you said it wouldn't be the UK. That's not true. I said that it would. I actually backed up Duncan Can't Die. I fully believed his statement on it being the UK or being an England region. So yes, I am completely on board with this being an England region, and I always was. The thing I disagreed with is that this map from Let's Go was a hint towards that, because this map looks nothing like England, looks nothing like the UK, and looks nothing like Galar. It still doesn't look like Galar. So I just thought, and don't try and say, oh, if you rotate it and twist it this way, that way. No. Under no circumstances does this look like Galar. Okay, whining out of the way. Third kind of controversial opinion, hot topic, thing that you might not have heard yet. I don't know, because I haven't watched this. There are so many breakdowns. There are so many videos that have gone into this that I haven't been able to keep up with what everyone is posting. My next thing is that I don't think the London region is even in the main game. I actually think the London area is going to all be post-game, possibly. Two big things came up when I was talking to Commonwealth Realm about this. Number one is people thinking this is like an open world region and that this looks like there's so many different paths, especially around the Lake District. There's so many different avenues to get around. And also that, of course, you're going from the bottom to the top, you're going to the London area. I don't think that's the case. I actually think it's a lot more linear than you might realize. First things first, Pokemon gyms and the football stadiums in this game are clearly the same thing. Football and Pokemon gym battles are meant to represent the same thing. Typically in a Pokemon game, there are 8 gyms. There's no reason that there might not be less or more, but usually there are 8 gyms, and on this map altogether, we can see 9 different football pitches, maybe 10. There is the football pitch that appears to be on an area close to your house, possibly a trainer school or the rival house, and judging by the size of the building, it's a trainer school. There's one outside what seems to be the professor's lab, which is the building with the tree growing in it, and you can kind of see that lab from the inside in the trailer. In one of the trailers, you can see in the industrial town the logo of the gym as the camera pans up. You can see that same logo and area on the grass gym that's on the map. There's also a water gym not far away from that. And we know the types of these gyms because they are the color of the type of the gym. They actually have the symbol on the front. If you travel further up, you have what would appear to be a ground gym, and this is reinforced by the Dugtrio that appears to be in the wall just outside. And further up from that, you have a fairy-like forest, and it's pink, so we're gonna guess Fairy Gym. There is another one of these football fields just down below the Dragon Tower that is in the central area. And finally, there is what appears to be a dark gym above this other building that is in the icy area. You might think, oh, maybe it's an ice gym because ice area, but no, it's black, so it's dark. There is also a big stadium in the London area, but I'm gonna get to that. I suspect that there is actually a solid route, and I've put arrows to help this out, and I think that there's a linearity to this story. And that is that you start the game, of course, and you go to the professor's lab, and there you have your rival battle on the little football field pitch outside. From there, you move down to the trainer school area, and it's kind of like your local Pokemon training league, your local football league, and that is the first gym. That's the first gym of the first area. The tutorial gym, probably the normal type. Right, okay. Then to the left of your house, there is a little bit of forest, i.e. the starting forest. And you travel through that, and you can see there is an exit to the north that leads you over a big old bridge that leads you into one of the early areas of the game. And we know this is one of the early areas of the game because it's in the first trailer, and things in the first trailer tend to be the early areas of the game. They don't want to spoil too much. It actually leads to the path underneath some rocks and some caves and leads us out right in the grass gym area. From that town, you have to travel right, and that will take you over another bridge that will take you to the water area. So that's the water gym. And then, of course, you can travel down and round through some mountains, and there is an entrance and exit that you can see on the cliffside that will lead you back over another bridge into the industrial town, into the fire town. And that is sort of the midpoint of the game. And, oh, would you look at that? We've done normal, grass, water, and fire. That is sadly a very predictable structure for a Pokemon game, and I hope it's not true because it's very, very linear. But I could see that happening. Now we're in the fire gym, we can travel south and leave this town. And you can go to the Lake District, catch all sorts of interesting Pokemon, traverse it, and even now take the train home if you want to. I'm sure there'll be some reason why you couldn't travel on the train before. However, you can travel north underneath all of the bridges that you once took, and you can travel all the way north to the Dragon Town. The Dragon Town, of course, is where the royalty of the region lives. There's a massive crown on the central building. They are also the dragon type specialists. And oh, would you look at that? Grass, fire, water, and then the castle. It's like classic gaming structure. I'm looking at you, Zelda. Okay, so we're in the Dragon Town, but we're not going to be able to battle the Dragon Gym yet. We are not strong enough. So instead, there are 2 exits we can take, left or right, and I guess that we're going to have to go left first. Take on some more gyms. There's the ground gym, and of course, once you've beaten that area, you can go up and round into the fairy gym. And actually, you can see there's a second path out of the fairy forest area. It'll loop back round and take you back to the dragony area. You now have 6 gym badges, which qualifies you to take on the Dragon Gym area, and you can take on the Dragon Gym, but oh no, what's this? There's an evil team subplot that's been going on, and the evil team are wreaking havoc, which is why you're going to need to go to their base. So you head right. out of the town and you deal with a little facility that seems to be placed out there kind of on its own, and you travel to the evil team headquarters, which has a gym of its own on the top. And we know this is the evil team because the dark type is the evil type in Japan. You've heard it all before. That is where the evil team gym leader resides. That is what the evil team base is. It is all very predictable. I suspect you might have to travel back to a previous area, maybe the Stonehenge area or the Lake District, to find the legendary Pokemon, you know, kind of like how in Sinnoh you have to go back to Mount Coronet. But you will defeat the evil team gym, you will beat the gym leader, and that will give you 8 gym badges, meaning you can now go to the castle, battle the royal family and the queen of the region for the championship. But okay, if that is the case, what does that mean for the London area? I'll tell you what it means. Battle Frontier, Big Ben, London Eye, Piccadilly Circus, the Shard, and Wembley Stadium. 5 facilities. There might actually be another one there, maybe a museum in the middle, I'm not quite sure. 5 or 6 facilities. The Shard is obviously the battle tower. Big Ben is going to be some kind of battle facility. Wembley Stadium is going to be some kind of battle facility. You can see how the London Eye would work with getting on and off. To me, that makes sense, and because it's so separated from the other stuff as well, I think it's very possible, but that is all post-game. But that, of course, is just speculation and my thoughts. Anyway, I thought I wanted to just dispel some myths and rumors about the map. I could be totally wrong. I am wanting to hear your thoughts in the comments, because of course, I want to know as much as I possibly can about the Galar region. I hope you're all having a wonderful week. Let me know what you think about this. It's sad because I want it to obviously be more open world, and maybe it will be, and it looks like, you know, based on what I've said, there actually might be some open worldness about it, maybe some GM order choices. And actually, if the train at the beginning of the game isn't shut down for any reason, potentially you can go to the Lake District and do that whole loop in reverse order. Fire, water, and then grass, and then head home, or then head, you know, off to the dragon area. So it's totally possible. Let me know your thoughts, and of course, so hi Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeeper Toby. That makes you a Pokemon Master!